What you doing, Baboo? What you doing? What you doing? What you doing, big boy? What you doing, Baboo? Here's my big boy. Oh, you my big boy. Where'd you go? Come back out, big boy. Quit hiding. Oh, Edie. Baboo. Weedy. He back there. Baboo. Come out, dear. Weedy. Look at your nummies, Weedy. See? There's his nummies. He's on it. Look at your nummies, Weedy. Got his whole plate of food out to come cut up. A bunch of carrots, and he's got the lettuce he eats. It's not, they can't eat iceberg lettuce now, guys. That'll kill them. And they also don't drink cow milk. They drink kitten milk. When we had to hand feed them. Weedy. Weedy. Alright, well, I guess he's not coming out. He's hiding. But yeah, this is Brandonjoshua. This is at the first location here. That's a picture of me right there, guys. That picture on my profile, my friend painted that. Let me show you if I can move this thing. See the picture? That's the real picture right there. And you know what's funny? Everybody always assumes red Solo cup. They think bad. I haven't drank in 6 years. That's Dr. Pepper in that cup, guys. With the straw. I think I took the straw out. Oh yeah, I don't see the straw. Yeah, the straw came out. But yeah, she hand drew that, and then she went back over it and painted it. That's pretty neat, huh? Hang on a second, let me show you some. Hold on. That's that same shirt. Look, I still have that same shirt, guys. See it? Billabong shirt. Look, hold up. See the shirt up there? Same shirt. Yeah. Same shirt, I still have it. Pretty neat, huh? Still have it. And for all you people out there that don't know, since I live in Chesapeake, Virginia, when RG3 was drafted, I told you this is my authentic jersey, guys. That's a real RG3 field jersey. Authentic. Hang on. I'm breathing hard because I just got done like moving all around fast. Like I've been running, yeah, I've been doing stuff. But this is my authentic jersey, RG3. I actually have a couple of them, but I don't even watch football and stuff anymore because I understand what's going on with all the Satanism and stuff. See, I have a couple. And I have a buddy that collected jerseys, but I don't know, man. It's all satanic. It's just foolish what's going on in this world. You see this shirt I'm wearing right here? There's the white version of the shirt. I'm wearing the brown version. But that's what's on the back of the shirt I'm wearing now. This is the older shirt. I believe this thing was from 2004. So I'm pretty sure I don't think they're still doing this scholarship fund. They could be. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. I mean, for all I know, they still have it going. I'll have to double check that. I don't know though. Because this happened in 2004. My buddy, in senior year, that's a picture of him when he gave his life to Christ. And of course, the verse on the shirt is Elijah 6:8. It says, "Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Who will I send, and who will go for us? And I said, Here I am, send me." And so it's pretty amazing, guys. And it was the Billy Discrepsey Foundation. It was a missionary scholarship fund for the youth, is what it says on the shirt. And it was, I have a couple of them though in there. And I actually had a friend of mine that passed away in a car crash. Him and his girlfriend, he was a college football player for UVA Wise, and then he got transferred to ODU, a big school around here. And then it's my other brown Billy shirt. It's at the other missionary location. My mom had this shirt handmade when I went to Mexico a long time ago, and I kept it all these years. It says, "God blesses." Hold on, let me get it so y'all can see. It says, "God blesses those whose hearts are pure. And it says, for the will, it says, for they will see God. Matthew, hold on, what is it? Matthew 5, okay. It says, God blesses those whose hearts are pure. And it says, for they will see God. Matthew 5:8. And I wore that around in Mexico back in the day. My mom, she'll appreciate seeing this video at some point and realize I still have that shirt. I'm not even going to tell her. I was about to take it back to Virginia Beach with me, but I'm just going to leave it here and let her see this video at some point, and she'll realize what it is, that I still have it, and it'd be pretty cool. This is my old company right here, guys. That's my old company I had. Like, I don't even bother with it no more though, you know. It's all sold, everything gone. Because I committed my life to God. That was my breast cancer version shirt I was talking about. And I don't care to show the number and all that stuff because I did away with it all. That number doesn't work anymore, so you can call it if you want. It won't even work. It's all cut off, guys. And because I work for God now, you know why? Because I'm right here. This is what I am, fireproof. This was the old youth group I used to be a minister at. And the pastor's still out here. He has another church now in this area. Oh, well, not in this area, but it's out here in Hampton Roads. And he doesn't use this name anymore. And it's been since 2007 or 8 when they shut down. I think 2008 or something. It's been a long time, guys. It's been a while. Over 10 years. It's been a decade or more. So I might use this for our youth group or something similar. But something, I would dress this up. This would be like way better. It wouldn't just be this, because we are 1% Ministries. It's Brandonjoshua 1% Ministries. So 1% Ministries is what it is. But then of course I'll have a youth group too, and it won't just be like that. It would be something like the youth group would be something like 1% up here. Like you would be 1% certified. It's kind of like taking the street stuff and making it cool, man, because people think, oh, you're 1%, you kill a man, or you're 1%, you did this or that, or you're in a biker gang because you're 1%. Because I grew up racing motorcycles, so they would say, oh, you're 1% because you're in a biker group. Well, you're 1% because you're the 1% of Christ. Blood of red for Christ, guys. So we could do like 1% fireproof, and then it would say student ministries. So 1% fireproof student ministries down here. That would be like the youth group. I just want to show you all this. This was my grandmother, my mom's mom. She was a pure blood angelic being. She was 50% angelic, and she was 50% Cherokee Indian, and she was an angelic person just like we are. And you see what I'm talking about? That's my mom's mom. Her mom, my grandmother right here, my grandmother Betty Ash. That's her maiden name. I believe she was married. She had a different name, but I'm not gonna say it here. But my grandmother, I called her Graham, and her mom was full-blooded Cherokee Indian that was rescued on the Trail of Tears, I believe, is the story. But anyway, my grandmother here, she's half. My mom's 25%. I'm 12.5, but you can see the Indian features. She passed. My grandmother was our matriarch. I would go see her once or twice a week. She passed away on December 8th, 2016. And I have a video actually on my Facebook. I just remembered about that. I didn't forget the video, but I remembered about it. We have a video the day before she passed away. The day before she passed away, I called my old pastor from this fireproof, from Faith Alive back then. I called Pastor Steve. We called him PS, and I called him and told him what was going on. I hadn't talked to him in like 7 years, and I told him my grandmother was going to pass away. She had days anytime. He left a meeting from his church, dropped everything. He's a real man of God, guys, and he came over and led my grandmother through the Lord's Prayer, because at that time I wasn't working my ministry, and I was still trying to get through fighting the devil and stuff. I was more in a fallen state at that time. I wasn't hurting nobody or just hurting myself, and I was so busy with work, running myself ragged. I didn't have time for God, and I just didn't feel like I was able to do that, and it's my grandmother's soul on the line, and I didn't want to lead her through the prayer with me in that condition. I knew he could do it, and then God would hear this man's words. And when it's something like that, it's serious. But now, of course, I wish my grandmother could have seen me in this state, but one day I'll see her again, and I know I will, because we have the video of me and him. I was right there as he led her through the prayer, and I was keeping my grandmother conscious, rubbing her leg, and she was in her hospice bed at her house, and the next day she passed away. And she couldn't even speak at that point. She was just going, like, I'm gonna get the video and find a way to get it from. I'm gonna like download it from Facebook and transfer it over to YouTube. Because I just remembered, and that'd be a really encouraging video to put up there. Since it's already on Facebook and out there for the world, and it's been out there since 2016, I would imagine my mother and the rest of the family would be okay with that, putting it on YouTube, being it's already on Facebook. So, but yeah, because I love my grandmother. I was the #1 grandson. She called me her #1. And then my mom's sister has the first granddaughter. And of course, my mom's sister's, my cousin Jessica, she was the firstborn granddaughter. So she was the #1 granddaughter. It's just pretty cool. Grandma was always had unique nicknames for all of us. And I was literally, hey, #1. Never, hey, Joshua, or hey, Josh, or Brandonjoshua. Was always, hey, #1. And I just called her Gram, or, hey, Gram. So, but that's just a pretty neat story, guys, that I wanted to show y'all real quick. Give me 1 second. This is some stuff from Mexico we had. Okay, I just want to show y'all real quick, if we can see it. This is from when I was 20 years old. I think you'll be able to see. Dropping stuff. See there? That's me talking with the guy that was like a biker gang there at the place. That was when I was 20 years old. I had some crazy hair, guys. That was a pastor we were working with. They had me playing Christ on stage back then. That's when the lightning bolts smashed the ground. There was those yellow shirts, or those orange shirts, excuse me. The one I was wearing from Mexico. That's us, me and a friend of mine there. We were in Houston, Texas, right here at this place. Hold on. Hang on. I'm gonna sit down. Yeah, we were at the Stars of Houston. That's some of the group. We got in. We flew from Norfolk International Airport to Houston, Texas. Then we took from Houston, Texas, a plane to Mexico City, and then a 2-hour bus ride to Jomatla, Mexico, a pretty ran down area. We couldn't even flush the toilets at this place. And what was cool is back here in the mountains, there's a volcano, and that's the inside of it there. 2 beds. That's from the plane. Pictures from the plane. Pretty neat. And that's us chilling out. That same jacket. That jacket's pretty old, guys, I'm telling you. I'm not worried about if the picture's being somewhat blurry, because some of these people you might not, I'm sure they're all cool, man, because they're all like missionary type people, but that's us sitting in a restaurant, and it's really cool. Oh, that's me right there, sitting in the restaurant in Mexico. That's a bracelet I got from a little boy and his mother that made jewelry and sold it. That's us sitting. There's the 2 twins down there in the bottom that were my angels. They were the angels, the twins, Sarah and Amanda. They played the angels when I was in the dramas. We were in an underground church, and we came there one morning on like I don't remember which day 2 or 3, and they boarded the doors up on this underground church because down the street was a satanic church. They boarded the doors up literally, so we had to climb up this ladder to get into the church. We had to climb up a single-story ladder. And in Mexico, they put broken glass and cement for like barbed wire. We had to break all the glass up there and then like climb up this ladder to go do ministry that day in a church. And everybody did it. There was 40 of us total. And every one of us had to do it because we were there based on faith. Not one man or woman. There was like a 60-year-old lady there, the missionary. She's still alive today. I seen her like a couple months back, Miss Sandy. And she's still alive. And she, man, even then she was elderly and she climbed the airplane wing. But she climbed right up that. We all did because God gives us the power of to do that. There's the airplane wings. But yeah, this was just a Mexico mission trip, guys. I wanted to show you. There was 20 guys, and men and women, a part of the construction team, helping them build their church on the top half, 2-story. And I was a part of the ministry team, of course, because I'm a teacher and a talker. And there's a couple guys that were like worship pastor type dudes, like ministers. That's me with 2 of the missionaries' kids. Of course, they're all grown up now, guys. This was from 2006. There's more. That's one of the missionary. That's the missionary. That's the mama, and one of the daughters, and her son Jonathan, which he became a Marine, and then went to war for us. I don't know if he went to Afghanistan or Iraq, but he went over war somewhere over there. And this guy was this was like one of my translators and guides. And every time I went around, he said he had a heart for me, and he couldn't speak English, so he would just put his fist and like bang it on his chest over his heart and tell me he had heart. And they told me that meant he would die for me if like something happened. He would literally let me run away and die for me if they came to get us. Because we were on a mission trip, and 3 years prior, they had killed a group of missionaries there. They stoned them to death. That's Pastor Steve then. He's a bit smaller now. He went through like a whole deal, and he got in shape and everything. But it don't matter, man. This man's an awesome man of God. He's the one that led my grandmother through the prayer. I'm just saying he looks a little different now. You may not recognize him. You'll recognize his face, but he's like half this size now. He got really in shape. And that's me in the middle. I know this ain't really zooming in much, but like again, I'm not worried about getting their faces in it totally. But anyway, that's Mike Miljack, the assistant pastor. Oh yeah, there's another one. That's another God. You see where he's doing his hand over his heart? Because these are Mexican guys over there in Mexico. We're in Huamantla, Mexico. And that's what he's doing. He's showing that he has heart for me. Those were 2 more like farmer guys that were translators and guides, because they spoke like a different dialect of Spanish in Huamantla. It's pretty neat. And then that's me with another missionary's son. And those were a child and a mama that were selling like homemade jewelry and stuff that they were selling to make money. These are a family of volunteers that came to serve us dinner the 5 days we were in Huamantla, and I took a picture with them because they were there out of the kindness of their heart working for God. They were doing this free and providing the food for us. Of course, the church, like, I'm sure took care of them and slid them a little bit of money for their time, and we also did too. We made it right for them just to bless them because they were blessing us because we didn't have food. So we blessed them for blessing us with food and cooking it for us and serving us. So we did give them money and stuff for doing that because they blessed us. So we blessed them in return. That's just there's like some more people there that were with us. That's a man named Jacob. He was a really awesome guy. He's still around. Mike Miljack down there at the bottom. He was the assistant pastor at the time. Look at that Volkswagen Beetle cop car. That's a legit cop car. That actually worked there. Some amazing buildings, guys, and like plants. And even then I was into nature and stuff. And God does that for you. He always draws you to it. We're walking through like Huamantla. I'm just flipping through. They dressed me up as a clown because the guy or whoever was supposed to do it, like they weren't feeling good. And they said, well, you're here based on faith, man. They knew I was down to like do whatever was needed. So they dressed me up as a clown. And those 2 girls were both singers. And the one on the right in the yellow, she could play the guitar and sing really good. The other one could sing really good. But they did my makeup. They were the makeup artist for me. That's me dressed up as a clown as 20 years old. There we are down there. I'm in the bottom right. I'm right here. That's all of us dressed up. We went out there passing candy out, saying Dulce, Dulce. This is that church window I was talking about where I made a lightning bolt, or God did it, but just based on us. That was the drama with me playing Christ and all the demons, and they took out my twin angels. And I threw my hands up and knocked all the demons off. And when I did, God made a lightning bolt come down and crack right out here outside the window. A lightning bolt smacked like a tree out there, and everybody seen it and went crazy. Well, in a good way, because they knew it was the power of Christ. There's me. There's me with some little kids. We went to a place called Compassion International. It's an amazing place, Compassion International. They work with children there. Children that are less fortunate, living in poverty. This was still in Huamantla. a place called Compassion International where they work with children. And they teach them the basics, like basic education. They feed them. And the cool thing about where we were and like the Mexican heritage, when you go there and you give them something, like we were giving them candy and like biblical stuff, tracts and different things. When you give them something, I had little girls. We were giving them food and candy though too. We had like little girls trying to trade me their teddy bear for pieces of candy and different stuff, and I was like, nah, I can't do that, because they'll literally give you their shirt off their back if they have to. Oh, that's me kind of dressed up for a Sunday service. And again, I know these pictures aren't clear, but again, you can just get the gist of it. That's us chilling in the hotel room. That's that building down here on the bottom. That picture that we're in Tlaxcala now, which was like the last 2 days we were there. They like treated us to a upscale hotel, which was pretty nice. And we ate like Domino's pizza like every night. Those 2 nights we were there, except for the last morning, they served us. And a buddy of mine, the one that passed away, Mike, he cut his burrito open the morning we were leaving. I said, man, you better not eat nothing in that burrito. You don't know what's in there. We're flying back home, dude. Like we got to fly on 2 different airplanes and a 2-hour bus ride. And he cut it open. It was half an octopus leg in it, and he ate it because he already had ate half of it. I was like, no way. That's just like a really nice building. That's the little hut we stayed at in the when we went to the mountains. We stayed here at some place in the mountains, and that was the inside right there. Had like a wood stove and bunk beds. Held like 3 people in each one, a bunk bed and a single bed. And then had a wood stove and a bunch of cabins down here. And then we had like a volcano. That's me on the airplane looking like a GQ missionary, trying to be funny. I was trying to act tough. This is the missionary family. We went there to help. That's the main pastor, Missionary Randy, right here. And he had his wife and his kids and some others. But look, I kept some of the money there. There's 20. That's a 20 right there. I kept from there. And then I kept this 50 right here. So 70. You got $70 in Mexican money right here, guys. That's $70 in Mexican money. I'm just letting chill. I kept it so when I go back I can use it, or like I can give it to somebody, and like if they need it. I just kept it for something. I gave all the rest. I had a lot of money left over out of that money I saved, or that God blessed me when I raised. It was like $1,150 to go on the trip, and I raised almost $4,000. And I was like, since God blessed me through donations, when I went out like working my butt off, evangelist work, I was going out letting people know we were going to this trip. And they blessed me with a bunch of donations, like people throughout the world. And I was able to bless others and help other people go. And of course, at the end, all the money I had left, I gave it to the missionary family. It was, I don't know what it was, guys. We ended up ordering a blanket if we wanted a blanket to go home. And I ordered a blanket that was like next to nothing. They were handmade. Like, I don't remember how much they were. But I ended up giving her like the rest of the money I had, which was a decent amount. It was, I don't even want to say, I don't remember, but I know it was a rough amount, but I don't want to say because it doesn't matter. It's all glory to God, guys. I don't want to even get talking about money because I used to make it and I gave all that up. Money's the root of all evil. That's me on the stage playing Christ, Yahushua, HaMashiach, Christ Jesus. We were doing a drama, and that's like I said, that's when I was up there, and we made the lightning bolt strike behind the window there. But yeah, this is just the trip. This is the bus we took the 2-hour bus ride on, and we had 2 of these buses the whole time we were there. 1 or 2, I can't remember I think all 40 of us fit on that actually. Yeah, here we are, a bunch of us on there, some of the group. There's the woman I was talking about, Miss Sandy. But yeah, there's some of the group there. We had a mix of a few adults and younger people, my age. And again, I was in my 20s then, and this right here is a volcano. Where the first 5 days we stayed, we had a volcano right behind us the whole time. And then when we went to those places in the mountains, we had a volcano. We were 10,000 feet above sea level. They hiked up to 14,000 feet above sea level. It was pretty crazy. But there's the old car I used to have. Fireproof Student Ministries. I was a young buck, man. Look, I'm actually, you know what's crazy? This was meant to be, guys. You know why? You know why I say this was meant to be? I'm wearing that same shirt. Guys, this is like tripping me out right now. You see me right there? My car? I had the fireproof student ministry car, you see? At 20 years old, look. I'm trying to get it to where y'all can see. Hold up. Well, I had the fireproof student ministry car back then. Yeah. That shirt, because that's what the youth group was. I was youth leader there. It was Fireproof Student Ministries. I was like 20 or 21. I don't remember. But yeah, because that's like, but oh no, I was right before I started my company. I had this car, and that was me. Right before I started the company. But yeah, that's the Fireproof Student Ministry car. I had a little second Jimmy Clips. And I had a dude in the neighborhood put that on. But what's crazy is I'm wearing that same shirt right now. But yeah, that's all the pictures, guys. That's my old friend I used to chill with. But anyway, that's all the pictures. I just wanted to show y'all a little bit into that. I have a bunch more pictures of other stuff. But I just wanted to show y'all a little bit into my past. And anyway, Brandonjoshua, 1% Ministries. I'm back in Chesapeake, getting ready to leave this location and go back to Virginia Beach. Peace, love, and blessings.